Hi everyone and welcome back to the René of Paris channel. My name is Abby Andrew and I'm the alopecia ambassador for this channel, meaning that I talk about the wigs from the perspective of someone who's dealt with hair loss for pretty much my whole life. I lost my hair when I was about 2 years old and I've been wearing wigs almost daily since about the age of 7. In today's video, I wanted to talk about a few things that I think people tend to look for in wigs if they are experiencing hair loss, and wig features that are specifically designed for people with alopecia or hair loss in mind. In this video, I'm going to talk about a lot of wig cap features that I think would address a lot of common concerns for people who are starting to lose their hair, kind of addressing some frequently asked questions in the alopecia wig community. Now, all of these features I'm going to mention in this video are kind of personal preferences in wigs that I like to wear for alopecia, so you can kind of take these tips and shape them to your personal preferences. To give a really brief backstory in my history with alopecia, when I was back in middle school and high school, I was very insecure about my alopecia, so I was someone who always wanted to wear the same exact wig style every single day. I wanted it to look very realistic and I never wanted anyone to question whether it was a wig or not. So the features that I used to look for back then were very kind of strict and particular, whereas now I'm much more open about having alopecia. I change my wigs on a regular basis. If someone realizes I'm wearing a wig, I personally don't mind and I love to talk about it. But I'm going to kind of address wig wearing as someone with alopecia from both perspectives, both as someone who absolutely does not want anyone to know you're wearing a wig, or someone who's maybe more comfortable with switching it up all the time like I am now. A couple of the common concerns for a wig with alopecia is that you might want it to look very realistic, and you want it to be comfortable on your head if you're going to be wearing it directly on your shaved head, and you want it to feel secure. Nobody wants their wig to be falling off in public, especially if you don't want people to know you have alopecia or that you're wearing a wig. I know that's a big concern for a lot of people who are new to wigs. A big thing when selecting a wig for alopecia is not only the hair fibers. Of course, you want the hair to look very realistic, not too shiny, and if it's synthetic, you want it to flow like human hair. But something that people who are new to wigs might overlook is the wig cap construction, and that is very, very vital to having a wig that is both comfortable and natural looking. With the wig cap, in order for it to look natural, there are a couple of places that you really want to have a natural looking feature on the wig cap. Now, if you're not familiar with wig caps, I will go into some of the details here. So this is the wig Braylon from the Amore Collection. And as you can see here, this wig has something called a lace front, which is just a little piece of lace attached to the front of the wig cap. Now that's a styling feature that is good if you're someone who's going to want to kind of use styles that brush the hair back and you still want it to look like it's growing out of your own scalp. So as you can see here, as I push the wig back, it still looks very natural. So if you're someone who's looking for wigs with alopecia, that is a good feature to look for. However, I will say that lace front wigs aren't completely necessary. That's just good for if you're wearing styles that you like to be able to push back. Personally, when I was very insecure about my alopecia and didn't want anyone to question whether I was wearing a wig, I didn't even bother with lace front wigs. I just opted to use wigs with bangs or side bangs, because then you know that the hairline is going to be covered and you won't even have to question whether it looks realistic because it's covered anyway. One of my personal favorite styles during that time of my life was Cody from the Amore Collection, which is still a very popular style as part of our Amore Collection. I absolutely love that style because it's just so easy and comfortable, and it has a really nice side bang that just conceals the hairline, so you don't even have to question whether the hairline is looking realistic. So whether you want a lace front or you don't, that's just up to your personal preference. Now I definitely switch it up between both. Another feature that you might want to look for a very realistic looking wig is a monofilament wig cap. Now, there's something called a monofilament and a double monofilament wig cap. The only difference between that is that the double monofilament wig cap just has a added layer of that monofilament fabric just for extra comfort. Now, personally, I wear all of my wigs directly on my shaved head and I find them equally as comfortable, but if you do have more of a sensitive scalp, a double monofilament wig cap might be an even better option for you for that added layer of comfort. But they both have the same effect on top of the wig, on top of your head, which I'll show you in a moment. What a monofilament wig cap allows for is it allows you to change the part any which way and still have it look very realistic on top, so it has the effect of your own scalp peeking through. Now, when I discovered this feature in wig caps, it was like a whole new world for me because it just looks so natural. I feel like when people see that, they just assume it's your own hair growing out of your head because it just looks so realistic. And then in addition to the realism, it also just gives you a lot of styling flexibility because you can change the part and still have it look natural. So if you want to have your hair parted on the other side, you can just flip it over. Especially with that lace front here, you just have a lot of styling flexibility. Here is a monofilament wig cap and a double monofilament wig cap side by side. Again, they're very similar, but the double monofilament wig cap just has that extra layer of fabric for added comfort. and this is a single layer. And again, personally, I find both of those comfortable on my bald head no matter what, but if you do have more of a sensitive scalp, the double monofilament cap might be a good option for you. And now going back around to the point of wanting to make sure your wig cap feels secure, pretty much all of the wigs across all of our lines have adjustable straps on the back of the wig cap. And they're also very adjustable, so before you put your wig on, you definitely want to play with the adjustments to make sure it fits your head, so it's not squeezing your head too tight, but it's just tight enough that it feels like it's not going to fall off. Here's what those adjustments look like on Braylon. They're just kind of almost like a little tank top strap. You just pull this piece and tighten it to your head size and make sure that it's fitted securely. Some wig caps in the Amore collection also feature a silicone strip at the front of the cap, which just kind of gives a little bit more extra grip if you're wearing it on your bald head, just to help keep it in place. All of the wigs across all of our synthetic wig lines I find very comfortable to wear on my bald head. They feel very secure and look very natural, but if you are looking for some of the particular features that I mentioned in this video that are especially good for people with alopecia, I would suggest checking out the Amore line, because the Amore line is designed specifically for people with alopecia or hair loss in mind. So almost all of the wigs in the Amore line have that double monofilament wig cap. You have your option of lace front or no lace front, and a lot of them have that silicone strip as well. So you have a lot of those really fantastic wig cap features. Now some of these features do exist in our other lines as well, but the Amore line is a good place to start if you are looking for those features. I also want to mention our Fair Fashion Wig Collection line, which is a line of high-end human hair wigs. Of course, if you are looking for a wig for alopecia, that is kind of the first big question you want to ask yourself and figure out, is if you want a synthetic wig or if you want a human hair wig. And there's benefits to both. We have a whole video here on René of Paris talking about the different features of human hair versus synthetic wigs and why someone would choose one over the other. Personally, I wear synthetic wigs for the most part and wear those almost daily, but I do like to have some human hair wigs in my collection as well. This wig is Emily from the Fair Fashion Collection, so it's a human hair wig and this is the color 814. The wig caps in the Fair Fashion Collection also have a lot of the same features as the Amore line, if not even greater than that. I believe this wig actually has a triple monofilament wig cap, so you definitely want to check out the features in both the Amore Collection and the Fair Fashion Collection to figure out which one is better for you. This is what the inside of the cap for Emily from the Fair Fashion Collection looks like. So you have the lace front here. You have multiple silicone strips along the front and the sides, which really help the wig grip to your head, and then you also do have the adjustable straps here. And then this is a triple monofilament wig cap. So again, it's going to have the same effect as a double or single monofilament wig cap on the top, but this one will just be extra comfortable. Now that I'm more comfortable with switching up my wigs on a regular basis and talking about having alopecia, what I do with my wigs is just slightly different now from when I used to be a little bit more secure about it and would only wear one wig style every day. Now I still personally like to have one go-to wig that I kind of wear on a day where I don't want to think about what wig I'm wearing and I could just put on something. And typically I like that go-to wig to be one of these wigs that has all those very natural looking features like the double monofilament, maybe lace front, maybe not, depending on the style. My two go-to wigs over the years that I wore for many years straight were Cody from the Amore Collection, which I wore all through middle school and high school, and then in college, in my college years, I wore Tatum for pretty much all of college as well. Now both of these wigs have the double monofilament wig cap and are from the Amore Collection, so they're just really easy styles to wear. This is just a personal preference, but I also like to wear a short, straight wig style as my daily go-to wig style because I feel like they're just very easy to maintain. Short hair almost never gets tangled in my experience, so you barely even have to brush it out, and you also don't have to worry about the curls falling nicely. Now, of course, right now I'm wearing Braylon, which is actually one of my go-to wigs right now, so what I said about the curls definitely isn't like a deal breaker for curls. I just find that straight wigs are just so easy to maintain, whereas curly wigs just might take a little bit more maintenance, but it's very easy to do once you get used to it. We also have a whole video on our channel as well talking about curly wig hair, so you can check out that video as well. What I like about the Amore line is that there's a style in that catalog for pretty much everyone. So if you like the short, straight styles like I do, like Cody and Tatum, you can go for those, or you can find really cute curly styles like Braylon here. There's some beautiful long styles. I really love the style Stevie as well, which is long, straight with bangs. So there's really just a style for everyone in that collection. And again, you don't just have to stick with the Amore Collection, but these are particularly made for people with alopecia. But I personally love the wigs from all of the collections and find them all equally comfortable on my head and equally easy to wear with alopecia. I hope this video helped to answer some of your questions about selecting a wig for alopecia. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any additional comments or questions, definitely leave them below and we'll address all of your questions there. Don't forget to follow us on both YouTube and Instagram to stay up to date with all of our latest releases and more wig tips and tutorials. Thanks so much for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.